to today's Great Journey podcast series. Today, Sensei Callahan will be talking about deportment. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have not heard that word before Sensei brought it up. So he's going to explain it to us what it means today. Go ahead, Sensei.
Okay. Well, deportment is the way that you carry yourself.
Okay.
And it's very important in the martial arts because the way you carry yourself is going to send a message to anyone who would want to oppose you in
Mhm.
one way or another.
Mhm.
And just on a personal note, when I first met my wife, which we met about 10 years ago, that was one of the things that she remarked about me was how I walked or how I approached
Mhm.
different situations.
Mhm.
But in terms of the way that we practice deportment is through kata training, and
Okay.
especially in kata tournaments where you're competing against other people. Um,
And for those who don't know, what is a kata?
yes, a kata is a prearranged set of movements
Okay.
against imaginary opponents,
Okay.
and it's a lot like a song or
Okay.
music of some kind. It's already in place,
Okay.
and you just the competitor, the individual, the practitioner would just practice or perform those movements in the given order, etc.
Okay. Okay.
And so the principles that are being taught in regards to deportment are
Mhm.
number one, to approach your starting line smartly.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're walking up to perform smartly the way, I've thought about that word and exactly what it means. Um, and to me, it means that you're intelligent,
Mhm.
that you feel confident, that you feel capable, that you can get the job done, and you know what you're doing.
Right.
So you approach the starting position that way.
Okay.
And so in life, this would be how you would want to go about your life. This is how you would want to uh, walk throughout your day or go from one place to the
Go
next
to
or
an interview.
go to an interview
Mhm.
like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
um, whatever it is that you would want to approach it, that like you know what you're doing and you can do it well and
Mhm.
you're confident in your skills.
Okay.
And then the second principle that has to do with deportment is going to your starting position.
Okay.
And your starting position in karate is referred to as kamai, or the position that you're actually going to start your movements from.
Okay.
And this starting position is important because you're basically setting the stage.
Okay.
You're setting the stage for the performance that you're about to give.
Mhm.
So, again, if you're going to go into an interview, you would want to prepare the place that where you're going to be.
Mhm.
If you're going to start a job of some kind, you get the whole area prepared first before you begin working,
Right.
and you get that preparation done.
Yes.
And then the next concept that's important in deportment is called fighting spirit.
Mhm.
Now, in the martial arts, you're practicing defending yourself against an opponent who wants to hurt you
Right.
bad or
Yes.
kill you even. And so you have to fight those people. But fighting spirit in real life is not necessarily the spirit to destroy other people.
Mhm.
It can be the spirit to do well, to do your very best at what it is that you're going to do.
Okay.
So it's having that spirit, having that strength within you
Mhm.
to approach this particular thing that you're about to do and to do it well.
Okay.
And that's a completely different way because you don't have to think of something in terms of wanting to be able to do it well. You
Mhm.
can think of those things in terms of it just being something you got to do. And
Right.
I guess I got to drag myself through it.
Yeah.
So there are other ways besides wanting to do your best.
Right. Right.
And then the next concept has to do with eye position. So eye position means that you're going to look the situation directly.
Mhm.
If it's another person, you're going to look them in the eye. Like you and I are making eye contact here right now.
Right.
So you don't want to be afraid of that. And I remember at a point in my life when I was afraid to make eye contact with somebody else.
Mhm.
But little by little, that started to change as I continued to train because I realized that my eyes needed to become like mirrors.
Yes.
So I was reflecting back to the other person what they were giving me. And I
Okay.
wasn't really giving them anything. I wasn't trying to send some evil stare out to them,
Okay,
which
thank
people
goodness.
people do that. Yes. No, I was just reflecting back to them what they were giving to me.
Okay,
So there was no reason for me to be afraid of it. Does a mirror have to be afraid
right,
because a monster looks in it? No, the
right,
mirror doesn't have to be afraid.
right.
So as long as I took that perspective, it was easy for me to do that.
Okay.
Um, and then the next concept has to do with intensity. If you're going to approach something, and this goes along with fighting spirit, is
Mhm.
that you have to be ready to give it your all.
Mhm.
If you're not ready to give it your all, then it's probably not something that's all that important,
Yes.
and maybe you shouldn't even be doing it.
Right.
So you've got to be ready to give it your all.
Okay.
And then the one next concept after that has to do with perfect finish. In the martial arts or in karate, we refer to that as zanchin,
Okay.
or perfect finish or remaining mind. So what that means is that when you set up to do something, and let's say that you're going to meet with somebody,
Mhm.
and in meeting with this person, um, you're going to come to some agreement with them. And this person could be above you, they could be below you, they could be equal to you, whatever
Mhm.
it is, doesn't matter. But you're going to come to some agreement about what should be done.
Mhm.
Who's going to do it? What should be done? And when is it going to be done?
Okay.
Where is it going to be done? Different details like that.
Right.
And once the meeting is over, now Zanchin or perfect finish is making sure that you captured all those key points and you have them in your database somewhere in your head or in some kind of document of some sort so
Okay.
you can follow through and complete those things.
Right.
When all those things are completed, then the object of the meeting has been fulfilled.
Completed. Yes.
Yeah, it's been fulfilled. It's been
Okay.
completed. And that could take years in some situations. You need to come to a meeting and it's going to be years before you finally do that.
Right.
But that's with the perfect finish, remaining with it.
Okay.
One way that we describe that in the martial arts, or that I like to describe it to students, is what would happen if you took your two hands and you slapped them together really hard. Well, there would be a sting in your hands. I'll do it right now. Bang,
Yes.
slap my hands together like this. You can see
Mhm.
the other hand there. There we go. And I can feel a sting in my hands.
Mhm.
And I could hold my hands here, and gradually that sting starts to fade away.
Right.
But it takes time. And
Right.
just watching that and paying attention to that,
Mhm.
that is what zanshin is. So paying attention to what follows after what you've done what you were going to do.
Okay.
And then the last concept is the bow. And actually, I forgot to mention that at the beginning. So you approach your starting line smartly,
Mhm.
but then you bow as you begin, and then you bow again as you end.
Okay.
So this is the concept of respect. Having respect, you approach a situation with respect,
Mhm.
and then you leave that situation with respect.
Okay.
And this is really important. And a child can learn these things and start to apply them anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounds like even in friendships, relationships, schoolwork,
Absolutely.
teachers, and all these things, these are
Absolutely.
great things to learn and apply even in my old age. All right. Okay.
What are you,
Uh,
35?
39. I'll take 35 though. Thanks for that. Okay, so I think that was all that I had to ask. You've kind of already gone over, but how they can apply that in their own homes.
Yep.
So I think that that's a lot to think about, guys.
Yep.
So thank you for your time and thank you for listening. And we'll be back with the Great Journey podcast coming up shortly. Have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.